of you that follow on our forums, you'll know that today I'm going to be making two types of mead. The first, a summer mead, which is going to be a light mead, nothing dark in colour, very simple ingredients, just a basic mead, which I hope will be ready for drinking in summer. And the other, a bit more glamorous, YouTube inspired 2012 End of the World mead, which I watched a chap doing on YouTube the other night, and me being a mead liker anyway, thought I'd have a go at doing something with the same sort of concept. Now what I've done is I've been out this morning in haste, and I've got a few jars of Tesco's clear honey. That's £1 a jar, 340 grams. Nothing spectacular, just ordinary clear honey. And for the summer mead I'm going to be using nothing but that honey. I'm going to be using quite a bit of it for the 2012 mead, but I'm going to be including a bit more expensive orange blossom honey for that. I'll go through the ingredients a bit more in a minute. I'll just go back to what I was doing, and that's this, and that's it's a raisin tea actually, which I'm going to be using as a starter. And what I've done is I've just sat it in a 5 litre fermenter. It's in a jug sitting in a 5 litre fermenter, making essentially an ice bath just to cool it down to yeast loving temperature. Also to that I've added 8 teaspoons of brewing sugar, just ordinary brewing sugar. Mine happens to be young, so, but I don't know whether that's dextrose or what type of brewing sugar it is, it doesn't say. So I've added 8 teaspoons of that to increase the sugar content, to help excite the yeast a bit. And what I've got is 250 grams of raisins in 1 litre of water, so that's all in there, cooling down to temperature. So I've got the raisin tea down to a temperature I'm happy with. What I'm going to do now is strain the raisins away from the tea using a small sieve. I'm going to do that a couple of times to aerate it, get plenty of oxygen in there before I pitch the yeast and leave that to get on with it. I'm just going to drain the tea off. I'm going to do this at some kind of a height. I've already cleaned and sterilised this guy out. That's just a 5 litre water container. Picked it up from Tesco's, 5 litres of water in it. Great for brewing, gives you a fermenter and something to brew with, and they're easy to convert. So I'm going to transfer this into here. And that should aerate it nicely, and I'll give it an ambitious shape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer, what have we got? About 100 mils, 150 mils of apple juice. In fact, I've taken that to 200 mils, which I'm now going to add. And that's not far off. The apple juice didn't take the temperature down as much as I'd hoped. I'm going to pitch the yeast to that in a moment, before I get on with sorting out the honey and the other bits and pieces I want to do. I'll cut here and then I'll jump back and we'll get started with the honey. Hopefully the yeast will have started working when I pitch it by then, and then we can progress to actually making the mead. During the break I've cleaned up, I've got some more steriliser going in the sink, some equipment in there still sterilising. Try and keep everything in steriliser, or sterilise it before you use it, can't stress that enough. So in here I've got half a litre of near boiling water. I say near boiling, it was more close to the simmer when I switched it off. That's literally just going to help break the honey down a bit when I add it, so I can mix it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start, there's one here opened and then moved. I'm going to start adding the honey. Just pour that in. Now I've just topped this jar up with some rather hot water, hotter than I anticipated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a bit of a shake. It won't take much to dislodge the honey. Being very careful because this is goddamn hot. And all you need to do, rather than fill each jar of honey with water, is just continually transfer. All gone. Continually transfer from one to the next. Finished with what I call the recovery wash on the jars, and you can see, although it's diluted, we've managed to recover a hell of a lot of honey. So that obviously goes in there, and you can feel just how thick this is.